So, scientific notation. This is just another way of writing down your regular numbers. And you should be asking yourself, well, why do I need to know this? I know how to write down numbers, and it all makes sense to you. Well, it's a special way of writing either really big or really small numbers. Because, let me ask you this question. Does this number make sense to you? I can start counting zeros, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna take me forever. The answer is no. Okay? Also, it has so many zeros it will take me forever to write this down. Okay, so apparently very big numbers, this is not the best way to write it down. Well, what about small ones? Well, how about this one? That's a very small number. It has a 3 on the end, but it has so many zeros after decimal point that it's like a teeny tiny fraction. Not even micro, because that's 10 to the negative 6, you know. Yeah, it's so tiny, I don't even have words for it. Well, all of these zeros don't tell me anything. Also, it's going to take me forever to count them. So, of course, it makes sense for there to be a way of writing numbers properly. And that is scientific notation. So, first let's talk about scientific notations with big numbers. So, that's the number I just showed you, the big one. And let's put this into scientific notation and see if that helps. So, how do we do this? First, find the decimal point. Or, if it's all the way to the right, or you don't have one, you've got a big number. This is important. You have to determine first, do you have a big number or a small number? Because if it's big, you do one thing. If it's small, you do almost the same thing, but it's slightly different. Okay, so I don't have a decimal point, so it has to be a big number. All right, now that I've determined this, I can find the leftmost digit and put a decimal point to the right of it. So here's my leftmost digit, this number 2 right here, and I am putting my decimal point right after it, my new one. Now I'm going to count how many digits I have to the right of the decimal point. I'm not going to count this on the video, but you can try that. I counted 58. Wow. Okay? And then, after you've got that down, write down all the digits starting from the first one all the way to the last non-zero digit with the new decimal point times 10 to the power of how many spaces you moved. So in this case, it's 2.345 times 10 to the 58. That's it. Pretty easy. So next, I want you to try in Nearpod and practice putting these kind of big numbers into scientific notation.